I do like how the game remembers how, like, you know, when you put on the hyper boots, it remembers how much of it you use. So next time you put them on, it'll still have some charge. You don't have to use the entire hyper boot meter at once. So that's true for all of the items that you can use in the game. But not true for the various weapons you can buy. But we're only going to buy one type of weapon anyway, so it's not a big deal. So here's the little tiny governor. Tiny Tim, we're going to call him. And he's going to demonstrate that most bosses in this game are incredibly difficult unless you can kind of work out their pattern. And this guy has a couple of phases. First, we just got to shoot him until he grows up, until he becomes a big boy. Then he'll go up in the air, and now we want to time our shots so we kill all these little bastards, because if we don't time our shots properly, this happens. Okay, we're good. And now he's going to keep jumping over us as long as we duck. We've got to jump up and hit him in the face, and then get back to the ground and crawl under him. And as far as I can tell, this is the only really good way to get him locked into a pattern. So the bosses are really incredibly difficult without some practice, without knowing their patterns and how to dodge them properly. But if you do know the patterns, they're usually not difficult to undertake. Usually they're just usually it's just a matter of executing the pattern. Drop some more gold, Enrique. Drop some more. I got so concentrated on getting Enrique's gold that I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh yes, it's not usually not difficult to execute the pattern. It's just a matter of patience, because some bosses are real bullet sponges. Some bosses, you just fight them forever. So now we're on the other side of this mountain. We climbed up out of the lava pit that leads to Route 35 earlier. We're actually going to climb up the other side now. Go to the bottom of Route 8 again. Unless, how much force do I have? 120, not quite enough. Scroll the screen over. That's another of the game's little idiosyncrasies, is the screen scrolling. Sometimes you'll find yourself at the very front of the screen and will not be able to see where you're going appreciably. And that's not fun. We'll also see a lot of screens get reused in the game. Like this particular screen, it starts out with the hills on this side, and then a drop down over to the right. It gets used in several different routes. This just being the first of them. And on the way to where we're going to show off some fun stuff. We're going to fight the second boss of the game, who's actually one of the harder bosses. I think that Tiny Tim and then this boss we're going to fight up here are two of the hardest bosses in the game, if not the very hardest. Well, they're not the very hardest. We're not going to say that. But we're going to make sure we go into the fight. Let's go up Route 2 here. We'll make sure we go into the fight both with full health and with 3 Ultra Foods in reserve. That's not me making up a silly name. They're actually called Ultra Foods. And they're wonderful for you. They're delicious. As long as you just swim like this and keep your head above the water, you don't take damage. But if you jump, you notice that Bang goes underwater for a split second, and that does damage you. Over time, that will kill you. There's a dead-end route over here, because you saw me call in the super shop, right, to buy some gear. What happens if you run out of shop calls? What happens if you're not diligent enough in purchasing your shop calls? Does that just mean you don't get to complete the game because you can't buy the required items? No, actually, you can just come here to Route 5. And kind of an important route for the plot. I don't know if it's required to complete the game. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure Route 5 is optional. It's just here to give this little plot tag right here, where this crazy gentleman tells us where we can get all sorts of gold nuggets and what we can do with them once we find them. And then in addition, it is the home branch of the super shop. Oh, he's going to introduce us to his daughter, Sally. Sally's super shop. So, let's see. We can buy... We don't need to buy any more shop calls. We're going to buy a super suit. And we'll buy those thunder shots. We won't actually use any of those for a while. I don't need that thunder shot until some of the later bosses in the game, but might as well buy them now while I'm showing off Route 5. Your hair is terrible. It is so 80s. I mean 90s. 1990X. Alright, that's enough gallivanting around. Let's get on with it here. Keeping your health up if you don't know how the enemies move and you don't know how to measure your shots. Basically, if you're not very good at playing the game. Whenever you die in this game, you lose a large amount of force. I don't remember if it's all of your force or just a chunk of it, but you lose enough of it that it becomes a big pain in the neck to get anything done. So my goal is to not die. That's the goal. Is to not die anywhere in the game. And we're going to do that by carefully managing our health. If we ever get low on health in the overworld, we're going to call up the super shop. Stock up on ultra foods. And it's going to be good. Any tricky boss fights we're going to make sure we go into with full health if possible. Fortunately, the game essentially showers you with money. It's very difficult to run out of money in this game, I find. So here is our next boss room here. But we're actually going to, just in case, we're going to pass it up for a minute. Then go back in. This way, if this boss does kill me, I can fight him from this side of the screen. I don't have to come through the whole level again. So let's go ahead and chug some ultra food. Call in the shop. Oh, see, now he's got jetpacks in stock, but I can't afford one. That's fine. Don't need to worry about it. Ooh, we've only got 2 ultra food going into the fight. So I'm going to try to describe what happens in this boss fight before I actually do it. The idea is you got to shoot this guy in the face, right? And every time you shoot him, he jumps over the top of the screen, leaving a big wall of fire. The lowest fireball Bang needs to shoot. And he can destroy. The second lowest is too high to shoot, but is just low enough that it'll clip Bang's head. That it'll clip his giant hairdo with all the aqua spray in it. Aqua spray, what am I thinking? Aqua net. 80s! Oh, I wanted to get over quicker than that, unfortunately. Let's wait till he goes to the other side of the screen. So you kind of have to execute this very measured shoot, duck pattern. And you don't want to just rapid fire too terribly much because, oh, we definitely need the ultra food now. If you just rapid fire, you won't destroy the shot when you need to. And he's got quite a bit of health. So, there's that. Fortunately, we are damaging him. There he goes. Woo! That's a very difficult boss fight, honestly. Like I said, the boss fights, I don't want to say front-loaded, because I think the intention is for you to kind of encounter some of the bosses, but be unable to defeat them in your first meeting, and then go back later with better equipment and maybe more health. Because you don't have to fight any of the medallion governors until you've cleared away all the plot flags. So I guess the original intention was you're supposed to explore and meet the bosses you can't fight, and then come back with stronger equipment and more health. I mean, that makes sense to me anyway. Ow, jerk. I keep forgetting I gotta jump over these guys. We do have enough for a jetpack now, and I want to restock the ultra food. So let's go ahead and get the... That's another thing in this game. Another one of the little idiosyncrasies. Oh, great. Now, of course, he doesn't have jetpacks in stock. On the menus, I don't know if the menus are badly programmed or what, but on the menus, the game doesn't always read your input. So, for example, if I want to just equip my Thunder Shot over here, you'd think, okay, tap right 3 times. Right. But I just tapped right 3 times, hand to God, and my cursor didn't go anywhere. So really, it takes... The menu eats your inputs. I don't know why. I don't know why. So, going through the menus really quickly, it can cause you to use the wrong item, or equip the wrong thing, and it could just be a big pain in the butt. it can just be a big pain in the keister. And I don't know why it does it. I really don't. And it's so annoying. I would say this game is definitely worth playing if... I mean, first of all, if you played it as a youngster. If you played it back when the NES was a thing, like I did. We rented this game from Blockbuster, I think, 3 times before we finished it. On 3 consecutive weekends. With a Game Genie, of course, which was actually a problem at one point in the game. But we did complete it as a kid. So I have some fond memories of it. I have some nostalgia for it. Where's my copy of the game? It's somewhere. I think I have a bad copy, though. I don't... Like, it plays, it's functional, but my copy... I think I got it at a pawn shop. Or a... I don't know, a flea market or something. But the artwork on it's scraped up and dirty, I think. I should make a concentrated effort to get a better copy with nicer looking artwork. I do not want to get knocked in this hole down here and have to take the walk of shame. That would be disastrous. So basically what we're doing now is going through new routes that we haven't seen yet. Up through Route 20. We're finally in a new area now. I hate the little orbiting guys because they're hard to hit and every one of my instincts, all hundreds of years of Mega Man instinct are kicking in and just say, just rapid fire, you'll be fine. But no, if you rapid fire, you'll probably never hit them. You really have to measure your shot carefully. You can also kind of bank your shots. Let's see if you can follow along here. When you shoot, your shot goes across the whole screen. But if you shoot and then jump, and the screen scrolls and follows you, it's not going to do it here because the screen doesn't scroll. I thought the screen would scroll up here. But your shot will actually follow you up to stay on your horizontal level. And it's weird, right? This is another horizontal level. I'll have to pick a better level to show that off. I gotta pick a vertical level. Oh no, it scrolls here. So yeah, you'll see it here. It goes across the whole screen, but if I shoot then jump, it curls up at the end. So some creatures you kind of have to bank your shots. We're going to equip the Hyper Boots here just so I can make sure that I make these jumps and don't fall into the water like I just did even with the Hyper Boots equipped. So essentially I equip the Hyper Boots to make sure that I don't fall into the water. And then I immediately jump into the water because I am the greatest man. Almost out of Hyper Boots. I'm going to buy some more in a minute. We're coming to this dead-end zone to trip another plot flag. Oh, man. Enemy explosions damage you. When you kill an enemy, the explosion the enemy leaves behind damages you. So we do have to go through another plot flag here. Michael tells you where to find a magic stone. And, I mean, that's all well and good, right? I mean, I want a magic stone. That sounds like good times. But if you try to go get the magic stone without Michael telling you where it is, it won't actually be there. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna run out of Hyper Boots. I should have saved until we got to the end up here. Oh well. Too late for that now. Calling the super shop. Woo! Hey, jetpacks are back in. Okay, so let's get the shop call. We'll get a jetpack. We'll replace the Ultra Food and buy some more Hyper Boots. There's not a lot of screens in the game where I want Hyper Boots, but this particular screen is just really obnoxious if you don't have Hyper Boots. Because you can't make these jumps between pillars otherwise. You gotta jump down into the water. I mean, it doesn't help if I hit all the enemies' faces either, but whatever, yo. But now we have a goal in mind. We can go to Route 27. Hey, a letter. With a little panda head on it. Oh, that's adorable. Uh-oh. Mary got kidnapped. Can we just talk for a minute about the little icons at the end of the levels? Like, this is the torso icon. You know, just a headless, armless torso. Why not? So now, actually, we have 2 missions. We can either go get this magic stone, which Michael wants us to get, which will lead us to fabulous treasure. Or we can go to Route 31 and rescue Mary. I would ask for you guys to leave comments and let you pick where I go. and make it kind of a user interaction thing, but I recorded this months ago, so that's not going to happen. I'm just going to tell you which wins. Between money and love, Bang always picks money. We're going to get the magic stone first. You would too, don't judge him. Money is very important to Bang and Mary because of the amount that they spend on hair care products in a typical week. It's incredible. Their grocery bill is outstanding. Well, missed a shot, got hit twice. What do you want from me, Clash at Demonhead?
Shoutouts to Sarutka for sponsoring this video, and to everybody who makes this channel possible by supporting me on Patreon.